Good morning. Thank you for coming in. And as you know, my name is Marcella, and I'm very pleased that you decided to come and see me. Tell me what brought you here today.
Well, I guess what brought me here is the fact that my mother wanted me to come here. Basically because I've been getting in trouble in school lately.
Hmm.
Uh, it's not my fault. It's just the other kid just kept annoying me. There I was, just sitting down, reading my book, doing my drawing, and he's gonna come and just snatch my paper away and take my book. So when he did that, I just hit him.
Right.
And then the teacher just came, looked at me, and said, Shay, what are you doing? Why did you hit him? He took my stuff.
That must have felt very frustrating.
It is. She never listens to me. I'm just there minding my business, and she just agrees with him over me. I mean, what is she? She just drives me crazy.
Well, before we go further, I want to tell you because it's important for you to know that everything that you tell me is confidential, and unless I feel that you're a threat to yourself or someone else, I will not report to anyone whatsoever what you tell me. So you can feel safe. Your secrets are safe with me, okay? And you can tell me whatever you feel like. And going back to what you described to me, it sounds to me that you feel pretty angry and frustrated.
Yeah, it seems like I'm always frustrated and angry. It's like I do, I do this, I do that. It's never a moment's peace. It just never seems like a time where I could just be left alone.
Tell me something about yourself, your family background, your parents, your siblings, if you have any.
Well, my mother uh, works as a teacher. She's pretty much a mom. She, works, cleans, cooks. Uh, I don't know much. I don't know anything about my dad because, well, he was in prison ever since I've been born. Uh, but my mother always tells me I'm just like him. You have his temper, you have his eyes, you have his face, you got his stomach. Uh, I have uh, an older brother and another sister. Um, they're both at the house. He's an accountant and she's a paralegal, and and my mother always comments how good they are. They're this, they're that. Oh, you should be more like your brother. You should be more like your sister. All the time.
That sounds pretty hurtful.
It is. It's like I'm not trying. It's just hard. I mean, it's not like they had these problems at school or at home. You know, it's just like it's constantly being nagged at all the time.
You mentioned school. Do you have many friends at school? I mean, how is your friends are relating to you? How your relationship is with your classmates and your teachers?
Well, I really don't hang around with many people. I guess I intimidate them. I guess I kind of frighten them a little bit. Um, it I don't really have many.
Do you feel frightened by them as well?
I guess I do. Mostly because I never know what they're thinking or going to do.
It sounds like you really would like someone to trust and be able to relate to.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned to me that that your mom always tells you that you're just like your dad, and I'm wondering what is that experience for you of her comparing you to him and telling you that.
Well, that's just it. I don't know anything about him. The only thing she keeps telling me is that he always did bad things. He always stole. He always got into fights. And only thing I've seen is pictures of him, and that's it. I don't know him, but I get compared to him all the time.
Do you have any religious practices? Anything not necessarily in church, although it can be that too, but anything spiritual or anything that you practice that makes you feel good?
Uh, well, when I was younger, I went to church every Sunday, and it's like I just stayed in there constantly from morning to noon to night. Um, it was a Southern Baptist. Uh, guess I'm a Christian. Um, but I don't really practice it. Good.
What is it that you do practice? You mentioned that you are Christian, but you don't really practice any Christian faith. Is there anything that you do practice, either religion or anything else that is meaningful to you that you practice, and anything whatsoever?
No, I try to be good. That's the only thing I try to do. I try to do right. I mean, I try to mind myself, mind my business, tend to myself. I don't try to get in trouble. I don't try to break laws. I don't try to get people upset or angry, but I always end up doing it.
Yeah, I hear you say that that you really would like to to be good with that and not get into any trouble, and that you it seems that you care about people around you, and that's on one hand, and on the other hand it also seems that you frequently get into to trouble with other people at school and your schoolmates, and I wonder how that feels to you, that contradiction, if you perceive it as a contradiction, of what your feelings are about that.
It's hard sometimes. It's like there's some anger inside of me all the time, and I can't explain it because it seems like it's always been there. I mean, my mother always commented that you had so much anger, even at a young age. She always comments like about 8 or 9. I was just a little ball of anger and frustration, and I would just always tear stuff up and throw stuff, and I can't explain it, but
Describe anger to me. How do you have any physical experience of it in your body when you feel angry, or what is it that you feel? Just describe anger to me in any way that you see fit.
well, it's like you get this sudden like my muscles start to tense a little bit, and it starts to compress in my stomach, and then then my mind just turned blank for a second, and then it then boom, it just combusts, and then I just feel like I want to lash out at like the nearest thing at me, be it a person, a tree, dog, just anything. I just want to just attack it.
Are you aware of any medical condition that might attribute that might be attributed to this, or what might contribute to these feelings, or you have no medical conditions at all?
Uh, well, my mother sent me to this doctor. This doctor gave me all sorts of medications. Um, she put me on Ritalin, she put me on lithium, and she put me on what is it? Can't think of it. Uh, Resperton. She put me on Resperton, and it drives. And that one makes me so annoying. It's just painful. It gives me headaches, and I tell the doctor all the time that Resperton just hurts, and he keeps giving it to me every time. It does nothing for me. Only thing it does give me headaches. He keeps putting me on it, and he sits there looking at me, giving it to me, knowing it doesn't work, with his stupid little coat, with his stupid little glasses, always clicking that stupid pen all the time.
So it sounds like the medication you received did not help your anger issues at all, but it gave you other problems such as your headache, and you did communicate that to your doctor, but he did not switch from to a different medication, right?
Right. It's not the headaches. It's hard for me to sleep with the medication. I can't. It's hard for me to actually focus. Even though they keep telling me it's supposed to focus, it does not help me focus at all. Only thing it does, it just gives me headaches. I think it makes me more angrier, and no one seems to listen.
Did you have headaches before the medication too, or no?
That's just it. I never had a headache. I didn't have these headaches until he gave me that Rasper, whatever that medicine is. He just kept giving it to me.
What about the other problems that you mentioned? You mentioned concentration problems with concentration. You mentioned sleeping problems. You mentioned, of course, having anger issues, and those are present even prior to the medication, correct? Or were the sleeplessness and the problems of concentration occur only after the medication?
Well, no, I always had problems sleeping, and I guess I never had headaches though.
Right.
That's something I can really think of. But it's just the headaches. It's just so annoying.
Now, we talked about a lot now what other people perceive your problem to be, and that is that you run into trouble at school, and that you seem to be very angry and easily provoked, right? Um, how do you perceive yourself? Like, how would you describe your situation? What do you think the problem is yourself?
Well, I think that I know I'm angry. I know I come off as mean sometimes, but I don't think that's really my fault. I think it's just other people. They just trigger me. I mean, I can't help it that it trigger me, right?
You tell me, can you? Could you help triggering them?
Maybe, I guess.
What is that you could do, you think?
Well, I'm told I can breathe, maybe count one, two, three, walk around a little bit. But it's so hard to do those things because
And it feels personal, right? It feels personal when they're upset and when they get upset with you for being angry, right? Do you think that they just may be angry at the situation, or does it feel like they're not understanding you, or are they angry at you and they attacking you? Which way would you describe it more? Which feels more real to you?
I think they're just angry at me, the world, and everything else. It's just not me, it's them. I mean, I know I have a temper. I know I'm sometimes mean, but at the end of the day, It's them. I mean, after I'm minding my business, they come in, want to pay, which makes me angry. It's not that I don't try to do those things. I do try to breathe. I do try to count to one, two, three. I even try to go for walks. It's just when I go for a walk, there's another person coming at me. When I try to count to one, two, three, there's a person before I get to two wants to get in my face. When I try to breathe, I end up hitting the person before I can take that last little breath.
Okay, so I get that you feel frustrated and angry, right? A lot. Um, tell me a time when you don't feel that way. Is there anything that you do that takes that anger away when you don't experience that anger? It's not experienced in your body so much.
Well, I do like to read. Oh, and I love to draw too. I love to draw. Uh, just the other day, I drew this amazing hero, Batman versus Superman, and it was like great. Um, I also like to play video games too. My favorite, Call of Duty. My favorite. That's about it. There's nothing else I prefer to do.
And how is your experience when you do these things, when you don't have that anger inside? How does it feel to you?
It's nice. It's nice. Just to hold something in your hand and just be able to scribble, and there I have my remote. I have my controller, just blasting away enemies in Call of Duty. My muscles don't tense as much, and I feel like I can actually breathe. I feel like I have my own little space, you know, just me and what I'm doing.
So other times you feel that you don't have your space, or that people maybe a bit invading to you. You feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they come at me in my own personal space, my own little bubble, and they try to always try to poke it and pierce it. But like you said, when I'm doing my own thing, I'm not that frustrated. I'm not that angry. It's just when they try to get in my space, that's when I'm just provoked.
It sounds as if you feel often as if you're under attack.
All the time. It never stops, it seems. It just keeps going and going and going. You know?
That must make you feel upset.
Yeah, you have no idea. So, having people always just coming at you, can't do nothing about it, you know?
Tell me about your siblings a bit. You said that you always compare to them, that you should be more like your brother, and how is your relationship with your brother and your sister?
Uh, well, my brother, he always tries to tell me what to do all the time. Even though he's not in the house anymore, he still tries to tell me what to do. I know he's doing the whole big brother thing, and he's supportive. He tells me how to do, men things, and I guess he's trying to be that father figure. Uh, my sister, oh, she's just like another mom. She's always trying to tell me what to do too. She's so bossy, just telling me, pick up the trash, pick up your shoes. Uh, don't wear your socks like that. You're supposed to wear black socks with black shoes, not white socks with black shoes. Tell me how to dress. Tell me wear a tie. Tell me yada 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 all the time. Something that I'm apparently not doing right. But I know she cares for me. That's her way of caring, I guess. Uh, I guess both. are okay. You know.
Sounds like they're not so much your friend as much as they yet another authority figure in your life who kind of tell you what to do and how to do things. And it sounds like that makes you feel frustrated.
Right. You got my mom, you got my sister, you got my brother, then you got the doctor, then you got my teacher. It just seems like everybody try to tell you what to do, and you can't tell them anything. Only thing you try to tell them is, "Hey, can I be left alone for a minute? Can I get my own little space?"
It would be
But no,
nice sometimes for them to just be there and listen and not tell you what to do and let you be, right?
exactly. That's why I keep trying to tell them, let me speak every once in a while. Would that be too much to ask? I mean, I'm not saying that they're not trying to do their job and do their thing, but it'd be nice if I can say something every once in a while. You know, it wouldn't be bad. It's just that they always trying to talk, try to control, kind, try to always get on my back when I really want them to get off my back, and it so annoys me.
Right. Yeah, you seem really frustrated. Um, what about friends outside of school or any kind of group of people? Like you mentioned that you like to draw and you like to play video games. Do you have any group of people that you meet up sometime with whom you do this together?
Well, I did play with a couple of people online. When I get home from school, I do play with maybe like 5 people. I mean, I know one stays in Japan, the other stays, I want to say, uh, in Canada, and I think the rest of them stay somewhere in New York. But we do get together, we play a little bit, uh, but that's about it. Most of my day just been playing with them online, and I don't really know them except for their usernames: Falcon 27, Stormer 28, Laser Tag number 55, uh, uh, and two others. I don't remember those other two, but they're there too.
So if you would have to name a person, could you name a person who you think really gets you and understands you and cares about you?
Uh, well, my uncle Trey, he's pretty cool. He kind of gets me. He's got a little meanness in him too, but he's kind of cool because he knows how to, deal with situations. You know. Oh, he also gave me ice cream too. I mean, even though my mom told me not to give it to me, he gives it to me anyway. So he's kind of like that cool person, and he actually listens to me compared to the other people.
He doesn't tell you what to do. He just lets you be who you are, right?
Right? He lets me. He gives me he gives me my space. He gives me what I want. You know, he's like one of the few people whom I actually don't have to yell or shout or cuss at.
What else does he do different than those people who are not getting you and who are frustrating to you?
I think he just listens to me. He really just sits down and just listens to me. He actually cares about what I say. He asks how my day goes. I tell him. He asks me, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing that campaign? Call of Duty game." And I'm doing good. I got the highest score. Then he asks me, uh, "Oh, where you want to go in the summer?" I'll be like, "Nowhere." He's like, "Well, uh, you know, you go laser tag?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." That type of stuff.
It sounds to me that when you get all upset and run into all this trouble with other people, you don't really want to do any harm to them, and you don't really want to hurt them in any way, but you just, um, that's your way of saying that they need to back off a bit and let you be, and maybe that you would also like them to listen and care for you in a way that's more accepting as opposed to a directive. Um, and and I think that kind of relationship would be a very good basis for our relationship. And we will need to stop soon. But I want you to know um, that I think that you have every power in your hand to change the behavior that you have problems with. And I also think that you are a smart and sensitive and perceptive young man, and that if you want to, then you actually um, can learn how to communicate your needs to other people in a way that doesn't frustrate them, because it seems to me that you're really just trying to express your needs. You don't really try to upset them or do them anything anything bad. You just try to say, hey, I have my needs too, and someone please listen to it. And and I think you have every tool and every power in your hand to learn how to do that. And I really appreciate that you shared whatever you shared with me today, and thank you for coming. Um, is there anything at the end that you would like to ask or tell? Is there anything that concerns you?
So you said anything I said today, nobody would know, right?
No, nobody would know as long as I don't, I don't, uh, as long as I don't understand what you communicate to me in a way that you are intent to hurt yourself or someone else. In those situations, I do have to report that. But minor that occurs, everything that you tell me is strictly confidential.
Cool, cool.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming, and I hope that I will do again. I appreciate you sharing yourself with me. Okay.